everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we're checking out the subreddit r/Facepalm, a subreddit dedicated to just watching and making fun of people that were trying to be smart, but instead made everyone just facepalm. Get vaccinated or lose your job is wild AF. Did you all forget you had to be vaccinated to go to school? Before this whole COVID thing? For diseases, not viruses. Yes, yes, you are totally right. We had to get vaccinated for diseases. You know, which viruses cause familiar infection diseases, such as the common cold and flu and warts. And they can also cause serious illnesses, such as HIV, AIDS, Ebola, COVID-19. But you're right. The vaccines was only meant for diseases, not viruses. Why are people so dumb? Okay, so this is a post on Twitter. Okay. Could you please remove the label Negro from your black crayon? No disrespect to anyone's language, but this has been highly offensive to me. As a child and 30 plus odd years later, I'm able to let you and anyone that may see this know. It's about that time, weird cringy face. And then Croyle responds, thank you for sharing your concern. The word Negro appears along with the word black in Noro because it is the literal Spanish translation of the word black. Just that is the word for black in French. Oh my gosh. So it's offensive to blacks and Latinos to attack their languages that mean black. Okay, I get it. So it's just offensive to use different languages. I got it. Fair enough. As a Hispanic woman, I totally understand that me speaking Spanish is offensive to you. During an interview on Fox News Saturday, Bear asked Peter Buttigieg, Transportation Secretary, why Tesla CEO Elon Musk has not been invited to the White House meeting on tailpipe emission. Why was that? The Fox News site asked. Was it because Tesla isn't unionized? Buttigieg patiently explained that the meeting was called to announce tailpipe emission standards and that electric cars do not have tailpipes. No, it is it because they're not unionized? No, it's because they just don't have tailpipes. Tell me that you don't deserve your job without telling me you don't deserve your job. Separation of church and state is an opinion, not a law. Not in those exact words, but separation of church and state is paraphrased in the First Amendment to the United States Constitution. You know, the thing you have such a hard-on for? Try again. You know, as someone who has been a Christian for many years, and, you know, does believe in God, and I have read the Bible, it's been a few years, but I've read it. It's things like this that kind of piss me off when it comes to Christians, is that it's like these people aren't going to be happy until everything in the United States is just 100% Christian base, and then they just try to make up things, or they just choose to forget these little things to justify their fight. In fact, this is what like the whole movie of like God's Not Dead 2 is about, is like the separation of church and state. And yes, I've watched that movie. Yes, it was quite inaccurate with the separation of church and state, because there is an actual separation of church and state, and there's nothing wrong with that. If anything, that's what gives people the right in school, for example, to still follow their practices at school within their own individual self. Like, I've actually heard that, I think it's Muslims that pray like 5 times a day. If a student is Muslim and they go to school, they do have the right to leave class to do their prayer, because that is part of their religion. And the First Amendment backs that up. So it is, like, this First Amendment's funny because they try to use it to say that it is harming them when it's actually helping them. But because not everything in the United States is like 100% Christianity, they just have a problem with that. Which is unfortunate because they believe they're losing power because they just can't treat the LGBT community like shit as much as they were able to for so many decades. And it is just an embarrassment that I have to associate myself with them, because it's like it's up to the point where I'm embarrassed to tell people that I believe in God or that I'm a Christian, because then, there's just shit like this. And it annoys me, hearing atheists, and even my own boyfriend, who is an atheist, kind of talk shit about Christians and say how everything they believe is bullshit and stupid. And in one perspective, I agree. I can see that. I can see why they think that because of shit like this. But on the other hand, it kind of just makes me feel like shit because I'm not a part of that. Yeah, I believe in things that are definitely far out and beyond, but I make that choice. I'm not enforcing that on anyone else. I make that choice myself. But just to hear atheists kind of mock Christianity and basically say everything we believe in is a fucking joke, yeah, it gets a little bit annoying and hurtful. But at the same time, I understand why they think that, because when Christians say things like this, yeah, it does look like that all Christians are fucking morons, which they're not. And to my voice, atheists out there, which I'm not saying all atheists do this. I mean, as a Christian, I kind of mock Christianity too. Just, be kind. I get it. What we believe in, it's a little bit iffy on your end, but, be kind to them. And for Christians, be kind to them. Just be kind to everyone. All right? Don't judge on belief, but on the actions based on said belief. I think that is how I should word it. That's just been a life lesson talk rant by an Eldest. Irony at its best. The same people that won't wear a mask because it's a mouth diaper are now in the hospital wearing real diapers because the horse dewormer is burning their intestines and colons. We always knew they were full of shit, and they literally can't even hold it. Okay. I don't wish any of what these people are going through on anyone, but that's funny, and they did have it coming. For those of you who don't know, people have been using, like, horse dewormers, which I'm pretty sure are for, like, horses to stop their worms, literally. And they're taking this thinking it will be like a substitute vaccine, but what it's really doing is literally destroying their colons and their intestines, and they don't have literally no control over holding in their shit. Like, it is that it sounds like a joke, but literally that is the case. They cannot hold it in, and shit is just coming out of their asses. Just coming out. Instead of out of, talking shit, it's just coming out of their asses. Did not mean to word it like that, but it is very appropriate. And so now many people are now going to the hospital, now having to wear diapers. And a lot of the people, from what I've heard, it's permanent. They either have to get a colonoscopy or they have to wear, like, special diapers and take special pills, which they probably won't take, for the rest of their lives because of the damages it's doing. And I'm not gonna, like, read it because I kind of already said it and kind of talked about it, but this is the post where this person is going through kind of what I explain and what's happening to them. And yeah, if they're probably kind of stuck with this for a long time, or could be for the rest of their lives, all because they didn't get the vaccine and decided not just take an alternative, which is not meant for us. It's not. So I guess if you want to pause it and kind of get a glimpse from here, this is basically what I was talking about. Not only do masks reduce your O2 and increase your CO2 intakes, which makes you wheeze or gasp, but they also provide perfect warm, damp bleeding grounds for pathogens to breathe in that will progressively make you ill. For those who want more respiratory illnesses, job done. Absolutely none of this is true, and you exact qualifications for stating that are a degree in medicine and fellowship at the Royal College of, I don't know how to pronounce that word, for which I was examined in respiratory physiology and a mechanic of gas transfer. Well, I cannot pronounce some of these big words, so that means I'm just going to take this person who has a degree in medicalness over this person who has an ocean profile and using emojis. Here's the thing, why is it that, like, anti-vaxxers uses weird emojis? What do they think it makes them look smarter? It just makes them look more dumb, because most people that have degrees or actually are doctors don't tend to use emojis in their responses. Television Jim Baker complains that God cannot hear prayer through mask. Dang, then I bet it's really hard to hear them over a ventilator. Okay, that is funny. That's funny. And yeah. To say the fact that I pray in my house with there's walls and a roof, it's the mask that God cannot be able to hear my prayer. He can hear it when I'm silent and he reads it in my mind, and he can hear it when I pray out loud in my dorm room. But when I wear the mask, it's just blocked. That is what stops. You know, God is all powerful. I mean, that is what he teaches people, that they're all powerful. But you know what's more powerful than God? A fucking mask. I don't see a single man on this list. Women really won. 2019 highest paid female. Now, just what happened, just look up highest paid male musicians and then we can see what the results are. I mean, because I'm pretty sure that women are not going to be on that list. Thousands of people demonstrating in Amsterdam against the virus and corona. Oh no. Yeah. Let's demonstrate against it by making it very crowded in public. And yeah, it's just gonna feel very upset and then it's just gonna walk away because of this. Or take advantage of the situation that there's so many people in one spot. We're all going to die sooner than we should. I'm sorry, what? One employee said she was concerned because she thought a vaccine had caused the characters in the film I Am Legend to turn into zombies. People opposed to vaccines have calculated the claims about the movie plot widely on social media, but the plague that turned people into zombies in the movie was caused by a genetically reprogrammed virus, not by a vaccine. Oh my god, it's a movie. I made that up. It's not real. Oh, when fantasy and reality mix. You know, at this point, I think an anti-vaxxer is just a zombie because they have been brain damaged by social media and Facebook and other anti-vaxxer moms. Okay, I'm gonna be honest, I actually read this wrong at first. I read it from the first window to the second window, which is like land of the, not land of the, home of the, not home of the. So it kind of confused me, but then I realized, oh, it's going across. Land of the free, not land of the stay at home. Home of the brave, not home of the afraid. And this is what also irritates me because it's like, taking precautions is not being fearful. You know, taking precautions just means you're trying to be careful so you can help others as well as help yourself. You know, you look both ways when you cross the street. You put a seatbelt on when you go drive your car, you know, and when you go on a ride on a roller coaster or one of those rides where they go like really up high and then they slam down. They have safety latches for those. You know, that is not because it's not like we're in fear, but it's precautions so no one will get hurt. And not wanting to get hurt is not necessarily a fearful thing to do. Point is, it is fine to take precautions. Just, I hope the marker is permanent. Every kindergarten teacher at this Texas school reported positive for COVID-19. Parents found out from one another, not the school. What the fuck? Yeah, this is why I don't see myself ever living in Texas, because it is just very stupid and just pulling shit like this. This can't be illegal. Like, the school should be sued for this because they literally are endangering their kids and they didn't even inform them that they did. And this is kind of one of those things that why COVID lasted so long and why so many, and what anti-vaxxers and anti-maskers don't fucking get. Because they're like, you know, if you are afraid to stay at home, yeah, okay, but when you get tested for COVID-19 or you think you might have it, you don't quarantine. You don't distance yourself from people so you won't get them sick. in this case, when teachers actually had it, they didn't inform the parents, or when kids have it, they still send them to school where there's other kids that can be infected, or send them to their friend's house without telling them. And it's like, it's like, it's shit like this that makes it a problem for us. It's not much that we are afraid to wear a mask and go out and not get sick. We are afraid that idiots like you are not going to follow protocol and precautions, and you're going to get us sick. And it's kind of one of those things. It's not about the individual, it's about helping everyone else around the individual. But anti-maskers and anti-maskers just don't really think about that. They just obviously clearly do not give a fuck, and the school clearly don't want to get a fuck, because it's just fuck! He had the whole street to himself and still managed to hit the only car. Okay. How? Was he, like, not paying attention, or... Like, literally, he's just... How? I am generally confused. He could easily have turned, he could have easily been on the other side of the road, like... What was going through that kid's head? Clearly nothing, obviously. Boy, yeah, he also got caught on camera, and he's in trouble. He's in trouble. Well, I hope you liked today's video, and if you did, leave a like and subscribe. I post videos as often as I can, and as always, till next time, bye-bye!